Good afternoon, villagers. How are you doing? Let me see if I can't get this adjusted a bit. So I've got to try and get this a little higher. Hold on just a second because I've got a way of doing that. Mike Wheeler, thank you for the tidbits of information earlier. I'm right here. I just need to get a little something here and I'll be right with you. Just need to do an adjustment here to the height of the camera. And I think that'll just about do it. There, that's a little better. How y'all doing? Good to have you. Rob Fuzz. Lots of fun last night on your stream as I was decorating a tree, talking with Steve's World as well. Hello, Jeff of Only Passengers. I saw Mike here, and I'm assuming Danny's here. Danny, you are here. Hello, Assorted Babes. Dougie, thank you so much for joining. Good to have you. Yeah, that's right. Rob's chat last night was all about the McRib and Doug's desire to have one. Talking about a possible eating challenge as well. It was lots of fun. So yeah, it's just been a busy day here at my office. I'm preparing for a monthly meeting. No, we did not find that McRib yet. Just know it's in Southern California, and unfortunately, we just don't have access to that right now. It's about 200-300 miles away at probably the closest one, maybe about 300 miles. Yeah, and Doug and I, yeah, he's right. We're not holding our breaths that it's going to be coming anytime soon. We can hope for it, but oh well, we'll try. So it is October 23rd, 2019. This is Pepper Tree Villa. I'm Arnie. You're watching the Daily Dose of Disney. Oh, Jeff, if only you could mail one. That would be amazing. Anyway, it is 63 days until Christmas. If you caught Rob Fuzz's stream last night, you saw that I was actually decorating a couple of Christmas trees, and that's going to continue tonight. As I'm on another stream this evening, I'll be a guest on Miguel, the annual pass holder. That's Miguel, the annual pass holder for a show called Theme Park Fix. I'll get more into that in a little bit, but let's just say it has something to do with Danny, who's here in the stream. So Danny, go ahead and post that link in the stream. I'd really like to make sure that we can see if that gets some people watching us tonight. Oh, and look, Ben's there too. That's right, Ben will be on that stream as well. So that'll be tonight on Theme Park Fix. Anyway, that's not about tonight. We're talking about yesteryear. October 23rd, 1928. Let's go back a ways. On that day, the company RCA announced that the Radio Keith Orpheum Holding Company, with David Sarnoff as chairman of the board, that it was created that day. I'd never really heard the initials Radio Keith Orpheum. Everyone better know this one though, as RKO. RKO was the production and distribution company for Walt Disney Productions starting in 1936 until 1954. I'm not sure when it switched over to Buena Vista Pictures. I'll have to check that one out myself. The reason why is because RCA all the way, yeah. Roy Disney, I think it was the one that believed that they were paying a lot of distribution fees to RKO and that they should have also had those fees to themselves. So rather than having someone else distribute, they created Buena Vista Distribution, and they started distributing their own films to the movie theaters around the country and around the world. So that was 1928. Danny, is that the link for tonight's Theme Park Fix show? Oh, perfect. Thank you. Thank you so much for posting that. Okay, so October 23rd, 1941. Now you'll notice I did a thumbnail today of Dumbo as well as an Instagram and a Twitter tweet. You know pretty much that when I do that, I'm going to mention something about that particular character or attraction or item. And that happens to be right now, Dumbo, the movie. Let's see, what is Buena Vista from? Rob Fuzz is asking. Buena Vista was actually a street in Burbank, Buena Vista Street. And they took that name. They've used it elsewhere. They've called Lake Buena Vista. They've also had the street also for Buena Vista Street at California Adventure. So yeah, thank you, Ben. Thank you. 1941, Dumbo premiered today. It had its world premiere at the Broadway Theater in New York City. That's right, Doug. It was once their mailing address. Buena Vista, Buena Vista Pictures. Dumbo had its release today at the Broadway Theater. Of course, Broadway Theater had just finished running its showing of Fantasia for nearly a year, and Dumbo took over. Walt Disney, his wife Lillian, and a handful of staff were there for the occasion for that premiere. It's the fourth animated feature from Walt Disney Productions, and it's only a 64-minute film. A lot of people forget that it's that short. Of course, they were saving money at that time because of cost cutting that they needed to do. And then, of course, the war effort was coming up the year after. So it ended up being not just a short film, but a very good moneymaker for them. It cost about $812,000 to produce, and it made much more than that at that time. So I was doing a little research and found that John Lasseter had learned a lot from just watching that movie, a lot about the colors, the textures, how things worked in the background. He learned a lot from watching Dumbo. Okay, 1941. 1942, on this day, the Goofy cartoon How to Swim was released. Of course, I'm a big fan of the Goofy cartoons. So there you go, How to Swim. Oh, good, I see 10 people here in the stream. 3 likes. If you haven't hit that like button, please hit that like button for the video. I'd really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Also, another character coming up. Yeah, short movies are not always a bad thing. You're right. $5 billion. Yeah, it is a lot of money, Rob. I don't think it's quite $5 billion, but you know, it is a lot. Oh, thank you, Mike Wheeler. The cartoon in 1953, October 23rd, 1953, Disney's animated short, Rugged Bear, was released. And that was just a 6-minute cartoon with Donald Duck, but introduced the character Humphrey the Bear. He was in a few cartoons from Disney. One of my favorite characters. You see him a lot at California Adventure in the, it's in the area of Grizzly Peak. He's not a grizzly, but he is a bear, and so they kind of feature him a lot. The next year, in 1954, Walt Disney appeared on the cover of TV Guide. He was pictured in a cartoon TV set that was surrounded by Mickey, Goofy, Bashful, Donald, and Pluto. And the issue included an article about why Disney changed his mind about TV. Yeah, he changed his mind definitely about TV. Yeah, he made a lot of money because of TV. He realized that it was a great way to reach the masses to advertise his theme park, Disneyland. And it was very helpful that ABC was able to partner with him to get Disneyland built. So that was a good thing. Let's go forward to 1971. Today marks day 1 of Walt Disney World's 3-day grand opening celebration. The Magic Kingdom had opened to the public on October 1st, but today started the grand opening celebration. So they got 3 weeks to work out the kinks of the Magic Kingdom, and I guess to get the hotels going. And there were lots of celebrities there on hand. They all arrived at McCoy Jetport. Of course, McCoy is no longer called McCoy, but MCO is still the familiar 3-letter abbreviation for Orlando Airport. But celebrities include Rock Hudson, Robert Stack, Walter Brennan, Sebastian Cabot, Annette Funicello, and Fred McMurray. Of course, most of them very important to the Disney community at that time. They were all making movies for Disney. There were nearly 40,000 guests. It was the biggest crowd yet at that point. They all jammed into the Magic Kingdom on that Saturday and mingled along the Hollywood royalty. And that night, there was a World Symphony Orchestra under the direction of Arthur Fiedler, who was the director of the Boston Pops at the time. And they did a number of orchestra pieces, including Pines of Rome, which you can hear in Fantasia 2000. And once that hour-and-a-half concert was done, it finished with fireworks. And that was unofficially the first fireworks show at Walt Disney World. So pretty cool. And then everyone was escorted over to the Crystal Palace for champagne and an opportunity to mingle with all the people. So yeah, that was pretty cool. Then in October 23rd, 1982, at Epcot, the first World Showcase evening show was on this day in 1982. It was called Carnival Den Lumiere. I did not know about this. I'm going to do some more research and find out about all the evening shows that have been at Epcot up to and including Epcot Forever. So I want to make sure that I've got an idea of the entire history, because I'd only known Illuminations 25 and Illuminations, as well as Illuminations Reflections of Earth. I did not know about Carnival Den Lumiere. And then the thing is that you could only see it between Mexico and Canada. So on the north end of World Showcase Lagoon, that was where they focused on being able to see the show. It included rear projection screens on barges that were floating in the lagoon, and the show was controlled by Apple computers. So by the next summer, though, they had replaced it with a show called A New World Fantasy. So that's what got me piqued. As I was doing my research, I found out about that, and I thought, I need to find out more about this. So October 23rd, 1985, just a very quick one here. Nine Dragons restaurant opened at the China Pavilion in World Showcase. Me, I've never eaten at that particular restaurant. I've never really heard very good reviews of that restaurant. I have very specific needs and desires when I go to a Chinese restaurant for food. Of course, Americanized Chinese food. Doug and I have a couple favorites around here that we like to go, and they kind of fall short when we go someplace else. So we know what we like. So I kind of shy away from Chinese food elsewhere. October 23rd, 1997, a gentleman by the name of John LaFant. He was quite upset that Disney was going to get rid of Mr. Toad's Wild Ride at Magic Kingdom in Florida. So on this day, he launched a website. The day after the Orlando Sentinel had reported that they were going to close it and replace it with the Winnie the Pooh attraction. Of course, we all know that didn't happen. They didn't stop it. But Disney did understand the displeasure of the fans, that they really did want Mr. Toad there, but Walt Disney World had already made their decision that was going to be a new attraction, and that was it. And then here's a nice little tidbit as well. 60 years after its premiere, Dumbo was released on DVD to celebrate its 60th anniversary, and they actually released it on the official 60th anniversary. Pretty cool. I like when they're able to do things like that. Yes, Chinese food is a touchy thing. When you find a good place, you don't leave it. It's true. It's true. Also on this day, but in 2013, the villas at Disney's Grand Floridian Resort and Spa opened at Walt Disney World. It was the newest DVC property at that time, and there were 106 units in the villa, and they ranged from a studio to a 2,800 square foot grand villa. That's the size of a house. It includes 3 bedrooms, 4 bathrooms, a dining table that seats 12 people, and a separate media room with home theater system. Now, if you're a fan of The Middle, like Doug, Ben, and I are, we are huge fans of The Middle. And one time, Sue won a trip to Walt Disney World, and they weren't sure where their accommodations were going to be. Yeah, it's bigger than my house too, Jeff. The villa where we are, we're only at 1,750 square feet. And we're only 3 bedrooms, but only 2 baths. So 3 bedrooms just like this place in Florida. But I think it's the place that the Heck family stayed at when they went to go visit Walt Disney World. I think they stayed at one of the villas because I remember seeing the dining table that sat 12 people. I remember the bathrooms, and also them talking about the media room where they had the home theater system. So I'm guessing that they used that for the set when they were filming The Middle for their trip to Walt Disney World. Okay, that's all I have for history. I want to also make mention of my support channels. D&G Explorers, Derek and Gregory, always a lot of fun. They are definitely big supporters of our channel. They help us out so much, as does the Two Real Geeks. Two Real Geeks, Danny and Jess, are an immense help to Pepper Tree Villa. It's always great to have Danny and Jess helping us out. They're a big support to our channel. And also a big supporter to us, Dean at thelifeplace.com. Dean is a big supporter of not just our channels that I mentioned, but of over 70 channels. So go check out thelifeplace.com for all of your content on YouTube in our network. Coming up tonight on the Disney YouTube network, actually, I understand that Mama Mouse of Myers and the Mouse is on right now. Mike, can you go ahead and mention that in the chat? Go ahead and drop that link there for her current stream that she's on right now. And then once you're done here, go over and see Mama Mouse. Let her know that PTV sent you. So tonight also, at all times that I'm mentioning are Eastern, 7 p.m. Eastern. Tonight, thank you, Danny. Thank you for that one. Tonight at 7, Disney Nerd Herders. I don't know if they're going to be doing an interview because that interview is going to be changed to Sunday afternoon, where Doug, Ben, and I are going to be interviewed with the Disney Nerd Herders. And by the way, last time I checked, he was 12 people away from hitting 500 subscribers. So go, and if you have not subscribed to Disney Nerd Herders, go do so. Charlie and family, they're great people. They put up nice videos, and they could not be nicer. They're just great people. Also tonight at 8 p.m., D&G Explorers. They're going to be on talking about cruising, and I think they've got Bruce on with them tonight. That's another guy that does cruising videos, and they went on a cruise together, at least that's what it appeared to be. Tonight at 9 p.m. also on the Disney YouTube network, This and That. It's going to be on Patrick's channel tonight, Zippity Doodad. But here's really where I want you to focus on this one, and it's just because I'm purely selfish on this. At 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific tonight, Theme Park Fix is going to be on Miguel, the annual pass holder. And the reason why I'm being so selfish about this one is because Ben and I are going to be on it. We're going to be talking with Danny and Miguel. We cannot wait for this one. They wanted to talk about Knott's Berry Farm. They're all about talking about theme parks, various theme parks. And Knott's Berry Farm is on their list of ones they want to talk to. It happens to be, that's right, multi-stream it on both channels. Good idea. Go ahead and stream on both channels tonight. The one thing about Knott's is that it's America's first theme park. And next year, Knott's Berry Farm, not the theme park itself, but the entire farm will be celebrating 100 years. Knott's Berry Farm was created in 1920 when Walter Knott planted various things. He and Cordelia went to Buena Park and they started Knott's Berry Farm. But that's tonight on Theme Park Fix, which will be hosted by Miguel, the annual pass holder. So make sure that you... Coasters there are nuts. I'm dying to get there. Yes, they are. There are some fantastic coasters there. Ghost Rider and Silver Bullet come to mind. So everyone, thank you so much. Let's see, that's it for that. I have just a couple of news pieces here that I'd like to mention. I saw that Star Tours, The Adventures Continue, is going to be receiving scenes from The Rise of Skywalker. Yeah, hopefully we will be celebrating the pomp and circumstance of 100 years. Yes, Doug, I'm hoping that too. So since the launch of Star Tours, Disney has had a great partnership with Lucasfilm, and they've updated the attraction as new movies have come out. And starting in December, when the movie comes out, they're going to be featuring scenes from the new movie. So you'll be catching glimpses of the ocean moon of Kef Bir. Hello, Stitchiot. How you doing? Good to have you here. So the Star Speeders will be heading to the ocean moon of Kef Bir very soon. So check that out. And also, Disney Parks has announced that they will be recording their holiday special at Walt Disney World from November 7th to the 10th. And of course, they also record A Christmas Fantasy at Disneyland, so that will be taped at the Disneyland Resort. No recording dates have been announced for the Disneyland Resort yet, but November 7th through 10th, they will be doing recording in Florida for the Christmas Day parade, Christmas Day morning special that they do. Of course, they always show that on December 5th on ABC. And then finally, Doug and I saw this one in the news last night, so I told him I have to mention this one. And this kind of like made us sad. They found that a guest with measles visited Disneyland last Wednesday on October 16th. Let me read the story to you. A guest who happens to be a Los Angeles County resident, visited Disneyland on October 16th. Officials say that the person may have infected others. Anybody who visited the park that day from 9:15 a.m. to 8:35 p.m. is at risk of developing measles up to 21 days after being exposed, according to county health officials. The guest also visited a Starbucks location on Sepulveda Boulevard in West LA that day. So to those that visited the park or Starbucks, they should review their vaccination and medical records to determine if they are protected against measles. Doug and I were very upset about this. We are firm believers in vaccination. It's not why I'm doing this channel, but I just wanted to mention that Doug and I believe in vaccination. Anyway, that happened at Disneyland last week. And so hopefully everyone's okay. Not sure. I'm sure we may hear some news about that one later on, but we'll keep our breaths held on that one. Hopefully everyone's okay. Everyone, thank you so much for joining me today for this edition of the Daily Dose of Disney. And don't forget about tonight's channel lineup, especially tonight on Theme Park Fix. Doug is letting me go on live with Danny and Miguel, and Ben, my brother, will be there. Please, everybody, get a cootie shot. Thank you, Doug. Thank you. So yeah, Theme Park Fix tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 Pacific. Miguel, the annual pass holder, we're going to be talking about Knott's Berry Farm. Everyone, thank you so much for joining me for this edition of the Daily Dose of Disney. Tomorrow morning, Ben will be interviewing himself on Life with Ben, so don't forget to check that video out. Yeah, Doug will be making dinner during the broadcast. So anyway, check out our channel tomorrow for another edition of the Daily Dose of Disney, as well as Life with Ben, where Ben will be interviewing himself. And that's all he's told me about it. So I'm looking forward to seeing what's going to happen with Life with Ben this week on PTV. Everyone, have a magical evening, and thank you so much for spending this time with me. Have a great, big, beautiful tomorrow, everyone. I'll see you tomorrow for another edition of the Daily Dose of Disney. Bye.